Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something about men. You see, men are not always like women. We don't sit around talking about our feelings every second of the day, but when a man misses you, when he misses you, his silence speaks louder than words ever could. Let me tell you something about men and silence. A lot of people don't understand it, but silence is a man's language. Yeah, I said it. His silence speaks louder than any words ever could. You see, a man doesn't always know how to put into words what he's feeling. He might not have the poetry, he might not have the sentences, but when he misses you, his silence tells the story. It's in the pause before he texts back, in the way he holds back a call, in the quiet moments when he's staring off into space thinking about you. That silence, ladies and gentlemen, is him speaking directly from the heart. Think about it. When a man loves and he's away from you, he doesn't need to say, "I miss you," 100 times. No, he shows it without saying a word. You might notice him checking his phone, hesitating to type, maybe deleting messages before sending them because he doesn't want to overdo it. That hesitation, that quiet moment, that's him trying to manage the storm of feelings inside. Every glance, every pause, every time he looks at nothing and smiles, that's his silence telling you he's thinking of you. And if you're smart, if you're paying attention, you'll catch it. Now, some women will say, "But Steve, if he doesn't speak, how do I know?" Let me tell you, because silence is not emptiness. Silence is filled with emotion, it's filled with thought, it's filled with longing. A man who is silent when he's missing you is often building up the courage to express himself, or sometimes he's just letting his heart feel the way it needs to feel. The quiet is a kind of honesty that words can't always deliver. It's raw, it's unfiltered. You can see it in the way he reacts when you walk into a room, the way he laughs a little softer, the way he lingers on memories you may have forgotten, but he hasn't. And ladies, let me warn you, don't try to fill that silence with assumptions. Don't make it about neglect or disinterest. No, his silence is loaded with meaning, and only someone who truly understands can read it. You've got to pay attention. You've got to feel it in the pauses, in the unspoken moments, in the quiet spaces where he's not saying a word, but his heart is screaming your name. That's the beauty of a man's silence. It's not emptiness, it's emotion. It's a language all its own. You just need to learn how to listen. When a man's missing you, his silence isn't absence. It's communication, pure and simple. And if you truly watch, you'll realize that sometimes silence says more than any love letter ever could. Now let me break this down for you, because a lot of people miss this. Men don't always talk about how they feel, but their actions, their actions tell the truth every single time. A man who misses you is going to show it in ways you might not even notice if you're only listening for words. That's right, words are easy. Anybody can say, "I miss you." But actions don't lie. It's in the way he makes time for you even when he's busy, in the way he remembers the little things about you, in the way he reaches out without even needing a reason. Think about it. He might not text every hour or call every day, but when he does, there's thought behind it. There's intention. You ever notice a man will send you something that reminded him of you, or maybe he'll show up just when you need him without making a fuss? That's a man telling you he misses you without saying a word. Actions over words, ladies and gentlemen, that's the real deal. If you're looking for proof, look at what he does, not what he says. A lot of times, women get caught up wanting him to verbalize his feelings, wanting him to say, "I miss you," out loud. But I'll tell you something from experience. When a man misses you, he's showing it constantly. Maybe he's a little quieter than usual. Maybe he's checking in subtle ways. Maybe he's showing concern for your happiness even from a distance. Those small things add up. That's the secret. Actions are louder than words because actions require effort. And when someone is missing you, they will put in effort even when it's inconvenient, even when it's uncomfortable, even when nobody's watching. You want a man who's serious about you. Watch what he does. Does he make an effort to remember your schedule, your likes, your dislikes? Does he notice when something's off and try to make it better? Does he show up in ways that make your life easier, happier, lighter? That right there, that's how he's telling you he misses you. Words can be cheap, but actions, they carry weight. A man who truly misses you won't just talk about it, he'll show it. He'll make you feel it without ever needing to say a thing. Ladies, learn to pay attention. Watch for the small gestures, the subtle things, the everyday acts that prove he's thinking about you. That's the language of love when words fail. When a man misses you, his actions scream it louder than any sentence ever could. You just have to be willing to see it, to feel it, and to recognize it for the truth it is. Let me tell you something about men. When a man misses you, a lot of what's happening isn't loud or obvious. It's happening inside his head. Men have this way of retreating into themselves when they care about someone, and when they miss you, their minds start running wild. He's thinking about all the moments you've shared, replaying your conversations, your laughs, even the way you roll your eyes when you're teasing him, that internal reflection, that mental replay. That's where he's really feeling the missing. You may not hear it in words, but it's happening, believe me. See, men aren't always expressive about emotions. We don't always tell you how we feel in the moment. But in the quiet, when he's alone, he's thinking about you constantly. He's analyzing every interaction, wondering if he made you smile, wondering if you're happy, wondering if you even miss him the same way. That's the beauty of internal reflection. It's private, but it's deep. It's emotional work that most people don't see. He may sit there with a phone in his hand, not texting, not calling, but his mind is on fire with thoughts of you. Every little memory becomes a vivid scene in his head, and he relays it over and over. Ladies, when a man does this, it means he values you. It means he's processing the connection, thinking about what you mean to him, and sometimes he's even strategizing how to get closer to you or make you happy. That internal reflection is his way of showing care and love without speaking it aloud. It's how he's constantly staying connected to you even from a distance. And that, ladies, is powerful. It's quiet, it's subtle, but it's real. Sometimes men can get frustrated with their own feelings. They may wish they could say it all, but words fail them, or maybe they fear vulnerability. So what do? They retreat into themselves and they reflect. And in that reflection, they're measuring their love, their affection, their longing. They're trying to understand how much you mean to them. That's why you might see him distant, preoccupied, or quiet. Don't misread it. That's not indifference. That's thoughtfulness. That's missing you deeply. Internal reflection is also where men grow in their feelings. They think about your happiness, your comfort, your well-being. They replay mistakes they've made and imagine ways to fix them. They plan moments to show you they care, and it's all happening inside, quietly, where nobody else sees. Ladies, this is the silent work of love. When you see him thoughtful, pensive, or just a little quieter than usual, it's because he's missing you and his mind is doing the talking that his mouth cannot. So remember this, a man's silence doesn't mean he isn't thinking of you. On the contrary, his mind is alive with memories, feelings, and plans, all because he misses you. And if you pay attention, you'll see it, feel it, and know it in ways that words could never explain. Now listen up, because this is where a lot of people get it all wrong. When a man misses you, his absence, yes, his absence gets misinterpreted. Women often see the quiet, the delayed texts, the space between calls, and they start thinking, he doesn't care, he's moved on, he's not into me. And let me tell you, nothing could be further from the truth. That absence, that distance is not a sign that he's lost interest. No, it's a sign that he's missing you, and sometimes he's trying to process it in his own way. You see, men deal with emotions differently. When we miss someone, we don't always jump to express it. We don't always say, I miss you 1,000 times. Sometimes the quiet is us figuring things out. We're reflecting, we're strategizing, we're weighing how to show our feelings without making it messy, and that's why our absence can be misread. The problem is people don't look at the bigger picture. They see the empty messages, the missed calls, the delay in replies, and immediately assume the worst. But ladies, absence can be a man's secret language of longing. It's the quiet way of saying, I'm here, I care. I'm thinking of you, even if I don't speak it out loud. Let me give it to you straight. A man's absence is not always about neglect. It can be about respect, patience, and love. He may be giving you space, even subconsciously, because he doesn't want to overwhelm you. He may be holding back his words because he's trying to understand his own heart. And if you misinterpret that absence, if you assume the worst, you might miss the most important signals of all: the silent longing, the quiet care, the subtle ways he shows he misses you. They all get lost in translation. A lot of times, men will show up in ways you don't expect. Maybe it's a small act of kindness, a message that's brief but full of meaning, or just a look that says it all. But if you've misread the absence as indifference, you might not see it. That's why understanding this is crucial. Silence and distance are not the enemies. Misinterpretation is. You have to read between the lines. You have to understand that sometimes when a man pulls back, it's because he's missing you in a way that words cannot capture. So next time you feel that space, that absence, don't panic. Don't jump to conclusions. Observe, pay attention, and look for the subtle clues that reveal his heart. His absence is not emptiness. It's a canvas of unspoken emotions, longing, and love. And if you tune in, if you really watch closely, you'll see it. You'll understand that sometimes the quietest moments carry the loudest messages. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how a man's silence speaks when he truly misses you. Now, let's talk about emotional restraint, because this is something that trips up a lot of people. When a man misses you, he doesn't always let it show. He holds back. He keeps his emotions in check. And a lot of people, especially women, see that restraint and think he doesn't care. He's cold. He's distant. But let me tell you, that's exactly the opposite of what's happening. Emotional restraint is a man's way of protecting himself and protecting the connection. He's feeling deeply, but he doesn't always know how to express it. So instead of spilling it all at once, he holds back. Think about it. A man who misses you is walking around with a heart full of feelings, a mind full of thoughts, and a desire to reach out, but he's restraining himself. He might not call at every opportunity. He might not text every day. He might even act like he's busy or preoccupied, but that doesn't mean he's indifferent. No, it means he's exercising control. He's measuring how to show his feelings without scaring you away or making things complicated. That restraint is love in its quietest, strongest form. See, men know that showing too much too soon can sometimes backfire. They know that words can be misunderstood, that emotions can be overwhelming. So what do? They practice restraint. They keep their longing in check. They keep their care hidden in small gestures, and they let their presence, their actions, and their subtle behaviors do the talking. A man who truly misses, you will demonstrate it in ways that don't scream for attention, but still leave an impact. He's thinking about you constantly, even if he doesn't say it out loud. That emotional restraint is his silent devotion. And here's the thing, restraint doesn't mean he's weak. Oh no, it takes strength to feel so deeply and not explode with it. It takes courage to hold your heart and control the way you express it. That's why when a man exercises restraint, it's a sign of respect for you, for the relationship, and for himself. He's showing that his love is mature, that he values the connection more than the need for instant gratification. He's letting his emotions simmer until he finds the right way to communicate them. Ladies and gentlemen, emotional restraint is not absence. It's not coldness. It's a man's way of proving his depth of feeling without relying on words. It's a silent language of love that only the observant can read. When a man misses you, he's holding himself back because he cares too much to let it all spill at once. And if you recognize that, if you understand the quiet strength behind his restraint, you'll see the love, the longing, and the dedication that he may never fully put into words. Now, here's something every woman needs to understand. When a man misses you, You've got to learn how to listen to the cues. That's right, listen. Because men don't always speak in words, but they speak in actions, in glances, in pauses, and in subtle shifts in behavior. If you're not paying attention, you'll miss it. You'll think he's distant, detached, or uninterested, but really, he's sending you signals all the time. It's up to you to catch them. Listen carefully. When a man misses you, he'll do things that seem small but mean everything. Maybe he texts just to say something simple like, "Hey, how's your day?" But notice the timing, notice the effort. Maybe he doesn't just text. Maybe he remembers details about your conversations weeks later. That's a cue, ladies. That's him telling you he's thinking about you even when he's not physically there. Men show love